Hey everyone, welcome back to CloudConsultant YouTube channel. Today we are diving into something super exciting, Agentic AI, how the Strand SDK is changing the way to build the intelligent automation agents. So we are going to use the Strand SDK to building agent AI. But yeah, if you're curious to know more about how the AI can take the real actions, decisions, automate the workflow, stay tuned. So I'm going to present certain presentation, few slides explaining about what Agentic AI is and how we can use the Stand SDK as a built-in framework to build your agents. And in the end, we'll also have a demo session on how to use that Stand SDK. So let's proceed with the next slide. So, what is AI agents? I think now AI agent is an automation software, system software that leverage the AI to reason, plan, or complete the task on behalf of the human or systems. So, pretty much simple. It's like now every organizations are revamping their applications, revamping their process, building the AI agentic AI supported applications, which makes their full automation in the product delivery. So yes, so AI agent is a combination of three things. If I explain it in simple term, so it comes with three things like you have a model. Model is something um, which is being built by this giant ChatGPT, Gemini. We have Llama and DeepSeek. So these are the provider who are building the models on the base of data. They train the data and provide you the models to use it within the application. So first thing is model. Second thing is we need to have a prompt. How the prompts helps you to build your persona. Third is we need to have tools. So tools is nothing but it's granting the access to your external data source, external file systems, external connectors. So we'll look into this like how these three combine and give us a build the AI agents. So we are going to build the AI agents using some framework that's called as a Strands SDK, and there are many others frameworks available in the market. Taking the name of LangChain, QAI. These are some of the top-notch framework. So I'm going to refer the Strand SDK. Strand SDK is one of the recently um, uh, you know AWS has made a open source, and it's very compatible with AWS. So I'm going to explain like why it's being more compatible when you want to build something for your AWS agents, or maybe if you want to build something natively for the cloud platform. So let's go ahead. What is Strand Agents? So Strand Agents is an open source Python SDK for building the agents using just a few line of code. So using this Strand Agent SDK, the developer team can build the language, build you know like the application within the agentic, right? So basically, developer can build any sort of agentic AI within their applications using this framework. So it's an open source and it's being backed by AWS, and it has a lot of benefits. So let's understand the principle of developing the AI agentic app. So there is certain principles when we develop the agentic AI applications. So it's like developer has to have a simple code for solutions. So for building the agentic AI, they need to have the capability of reasoning. So where it comes as a model where it does all your brain work, and it enable the the model and deployment choice, right, for multiple providers. So uh, these are like some sort of design principle which required when we build agentic AI applications. Agent loops flows. So this diagram explain me much better like how agent looks in and what are the flows works, right? So the moment you go in chat, right, chat GPT, what you get is you get a response from the LLM models, which is like GPT-4, GPT-5, Gemini, and there are different sort of models. So the moment you ask any questions, right, so you get the response from your models. Uh, so model is the main player which is acting as a brain. Then, as I was saying about what agent looks up three things. One is model, one is tools. Tool is basically your, uh, uh, for example, any sort of tool to connect to external file systems or data. I'll take an example of I want to have access to my uh, I need to understand. So if you go and ask a question about, give me the live cricket score match, right, which is happening now. So ChatGPT will not give the access those answers. So for that, we required a web search tools, right? And in terms of like if I want my agent to connect to my AWS environment and give me the list of inventory of my services which is running, I think the tools act as an important point where that. So every now and then a tool is not something like we can say that it's a MCP service. In previous video I have explained like what MCP server looks like, but I will be covering more like how these tools act as a additional hands for your agents here. And the third thing, which is like not mentioned here, but it's a prompt where you give the prompt to your agents telling about what's your main role, what's your main persona to act like, right? Suppose I have given my persona to this agent saying that your main role is to act as a solution architect and provide a solution, provide the information to that. So the agent will act like that and it will give the all the answers based on that. So user do the prompts, it get the reasoning, it get the access to tool, and you'll get the response as a result. So that's the flow of agentic loop. Going back, simple, very three line of codes, how the calculator agent we can build using strands. So if you see like in Python, if you have used Python, like we just have to import the agent through the strands, and from strands we also have to import the tools called calculators. So that's a benefit, I if I want to write use any tools or kind of a calculators, if I'm not using any framework, I have to write a bunch of codes. But now here we just have to import the calculators from my strands tool using this strand SDK. And then in agents, again, it comes with the three things, as I mentioned, your agents, tools, and models, right? So here, like if we have not defined any models, but it will by default take as a bedrock Sonnet 4.0, because since it's been developed and managed by AWS. So what happened is that you have given the agents and tool calculators. A response is like what is a calculation of this figure, right? So it will give the response. I'm definitely going to cover in the demo sessions. What are the pre-built tools available in Strand SDK? So these are the benefit why we want to use framework when we build the agentic applications. So file manipulations, read, write, or edit your file locally. Cell integrations, memory tools. It stores your user memories during the operations, and the HTTP client make the APIs with request supporting authentications. We have Python executions, math tool like calculator, uh, AWS integration. This is one of the most important things, like which is not available in any others framework like LangChain and QI or Pydantic. So AWS integration, common AWS services tool like S3, EC2, database, anything is natively integrated with this framework. Image processing, generate the image with the applications, environment management, logging, advanced reasoning, SWAMP, intelligence, graph, workflow tool. So this all things that you get pre-built with your framework, right? So if we not using this pre-built framework, we have to do a lot of code and get the things done. But now it's very easy. If you want to call any kind of AWS services, or if you want to do any kind of calculation with the maths or Python education, you want to do like as a code interpreter. So everything is very smooth. Uh, so next is leveraging pre-built tools for fast and start, right? So this is an example where showing about how your strand. So this I have tried to importing the strand agent from my Strands SDK, and the second line is like I'm trying to import HTTP request. This is nothing but it's kind of a tool which I want my agent to get the HTTP request tool access, which will does what it will give you the real time question answer. So as I mentioned, like I want to check the weather report of right now in India or New York. Um, it can give that, right? So what is the International Space Station? So this is kind of web search how going to happen, right? So ChatGPT cannot go and do the web search for the real time. So you need some tool that provide the answer. So uh, adding the tools which you imported from here and then printing that, saying that asking the question what is the international space station, so you'll get the response of that. I'll show you the example in the demo as well. So these are the categories very basically as shown in previous slide. You get memory, file operation, you get cell system, code interpretation, you get web network, multi-model. This is one of the benefit, like you can also use multi-model strategies within this, which is there in the next slide. AWS services, yes, natively integrated with AWS services to manage your cost, services, security services, everything. Utilities, agent, and workflow, right? So these are the pre-built tools that is available in the Stan SDK. Multiple model choice. This is one of a benefit of using Strand is that we get options to use the multiple models. So in this example, if you see that I'm importing the model called Bedrock model, and here I'm using the Nova, that is the AWS provided model, and then I'm also using the second model as an Anthropic 3.7 Sonnet, right? So what happened is that when you're asking any questions about here, you're referring the model, right? So suppose bot model one. So I want this answer to be referred by model one, and this can also be done with very logically thing. But the whole point is that you can declare the multiple models for your agents. An agent can give you the answer based on choosing the which model is specialized in the what category, right? So yes, also like light LLM models, if you're using the any third party, not hosted on AWS Bedrock, if you're using AWS or Azure, OpenAI, or Gemini, even those third-party models can also be used using Strand agents. So highly compatible with third parties and plus AWS as well. Tools, this is very much important, where how you create the custom tools, right? So suppose there are as I mentioned like previously, there are HTTP requests is something pre-built tool by Strand SDK as transport, and there are like hundreds and thousands of tools which is being defined by Strand, right? But there are certain tools which is not there and which you want to build it right from your scratch. So you can create a small functions saying that this is my weather forecast functions, and I have given a tagging as a tool, and this can be used within your agent, right? So now here I'm not referring any pre-built tool. I'm creating the custom tool, which is this one, and referring into my agents, and asking the questions based on that. So pretty cool. You can also have a custom tools added into your agents code. How to use MCP with Stance agents, and I think I'll explain you like what MCP is and how MCP is changing the connecting to your agentic AI app. So one of the important crucial things is the MCP. You can just think of this way like MCP is the external source which is uh, connecting to your data or file systems. So this example, like what we are using is we are using a streamable HTTP MCP client, as MCP support couple of method like STDIO, streamable HTTP, and SSC method. So here we are using a streamable HTTP MCP client and invoking our local MCP. I think we are hosting the local running the MCP client in my local 8000 port, trying to invoke that in my client. But this can be also hosted in any remote server, and the remote server URL can be provided here. So moving in the next slide, uh, we have a demo. So let's proceed with the demo, and I'll explain you like how the strand agent we can use it and get the things done here. Okay. So this is my console. I think I'm using Visual Studio Code where I'm running the Python in my locals. So today I'll be just explaining you about how to install the Strands agents on a local, and uh, you need to make sure that you're using the Python version. So Python, I'm using Python 3. I can show you that. So I'm using 3.12. That has to be there, and I have activated my environment. So this is something. It's pretty simple. We just have to activate the Python environment into the system, so that all the prerequisites is getting run in the local Python environment. So yes, I think after that I have created a couple of web search. So the prerequisites that we have to install the Strand SDK. Yeah, so this is something the command where we have to run it to install the Strand agents, and once it is installed in local machines, I think it will we can start importing as a SDK. So if I take it here, we have web search, right? So so we'll start with this one first. So we are using Strands, and this is happening from my local SDK which I've installed, and we have importing the two agents and tool both. So in this example, we are going to refer the tool and agent both. So this agent will do what is it will I'm going to ask question about what is the capital of India, or I can ask any real time questions, right? So that answer I'm going to get from my model. So as I mentioned, we are going to refer the agents as a three things, which is system prompt, tools, and models. That's it. This makes your agent complete, right? So I'm giving a name as SRE, but we can keep anything as you want. This particular section is nothing. It's a model for I created for the model. So currently I'm using AWS Bedrock model to get passed out here. But it can be like if you're using the OpenAI, ChatGPT, GPT-4, or Gemini, or Azure Open model, anything is possible. But Strand supports all third party as well. So here I'm leveraging the AWS provider models. I'm providing my access key secret key so that I can connect to that AWS account and invoke this model. So this is piece of code is just for getting the model access. And here is my agent, right? So system prompt, tool, and model. These three things makes your agent ready, right? And now I'm going to call saying that, hey agent, SRE agent, what is the capital of India, right? So that's my question that I have raised. So let's uh, us run this Python code. So this is web search. Okay. So it first time it will take some time, but it will search and it will give me the answer about what is the capital of India. Fine. And since you're running in the local, it takes some time. But yeah, so what happening is that it is exploring the tools, and then okay, so it was not searched, it was not saved properly. So let me rerun again. Let me save this file, Control S, and then rerun. So because it has took my previous question's answer. Um, I'm asking about what is the capital of India. So let's see, it should give me that answer. Okay, so it has given me the answer about capital of India, right? And if I can ask him the real-time questions about anything like capital of or maybe the capital of USA, right? Save this file and run again. It should give me the answer about that. So the whole point is your agent is acting based on using the brain of this one, and also like using a tool called HTTP request. I can also ask any real-time questions about what's the weather now and what is the um, live cricket match going on, all those questions, right? So this is only possible when you grant any external tool access to your machine, right? So it's given the Washington and everything. Uh, let's ask him the questions about what is the weather. The tools, that is HTTP. So, and using the tools, it was able to give me the Mumbai current condition, what is happening, current forecast, and what is going to be there Monday, Sunday and Monday, right? So yes, I think agent is working fine now. This can be hosted on any of your containers, and wrap up and host it on EC2 machine, Lambda function, anywhere. So this one example, and I have also use another example for this. If you go, it's a weather system prompt. So what I'm trying to do is like doing the same thing, importing the agents tool, and I'm getting the bedrock models. I'm using HTTP request and also using Boto 3 for getting the credential access. So in this example, I'm going to use a self-defined tool. As I mentioned, that we can also create a custom tool. Like for one is like I want to count a word in text, right? This is one of a function which I have defined. I've given the name called word tool. So this like I'm going to use in my request right here. And uh, so now if you see, like I have raised a two question right here, right? I have raised a question, what is weather in the Washington DC, and also how many words are in this in the response, right? So it will calculate. So for those two things, I'm using two separate tools. Word count, which is not been a pre-built tool. It is something, it is a self custom tool which you are using it, and another one is a predefined pre-built tool which is being provided by Strand SDK. So is what is current weather and how many words are it? Let's write Python 3 weather weather and word count. So it should give me the answer based on the tool and the system prompts. You just think of like, the agent building is such a simple way, right? It comes with the three things. Like now I've in the same way, like we can build a multiple agents and get the answered for your respective prompt. So for this agent, I have given the prompt like you are a weather reporter. If you see here, I've given a prompt like you are a weather assistant and you have the capability of HTTP and everything. So he knows that what need to be done, right? He's only agent for this respective work, right? So now if you see that I am getting the answer from my models and from my tools. So it has given the where first thing is like it invoked the HTTP request tool, and then based on that it tried getting the condition about the what Washington DC, and then after that it also used the second tool, that is a word count, and in entire this how many word count was there, right? So this was a custom self build custom tool which we have used in our code, and it has given the calculation. So in the same way, like we can also build our own custom tools and use in within our agents. So I think, yeah, that's more of more of the demo that I want to show across, and show like how easy it is to build the agents, and including custom tools or existing tool which is being provided by SDK. So if there was not, if we don't have, if you're not using the SDK like this, we have to code the agents from scratch in a Python language or descriptive language, right? And things. So yeah, I think pretty much same. So thanks for listening to this demo. We can see you in next demo as well. Thank you.